We're going to the bakery, Mike.
Is that right?
Yeah, well bred. We're gonna get some of those. They're called sticky buns. I was on the website last night. I tried to reserve some, but it said it wouldn't let me. So we're 2.3 miles away. Hopefully there's not a line out the door waiting for the sticky buns, Mike. So I asked Matt, hey, do you want to come? He goes, oh, I gotta dial it back in. I'm hurting. So he's not coming. So what we're doing today at the garage, or what we're doing right now, Michael?
Probably a little bit of both.
So right now we're gonna get our energy by getting a nice sticky bun and some coffee. Probably sit down. I think there's seating here to eat. It must be right. It's like right here, Mike. It's coming up. And then we're going to go back and continue on the cabinets, and hopefully my stuff that was supposed to be here Saturday shows up today early, so I can work on the rest of the Prevost piping and here it is, Mike. The rest of Prevost piping and the pressure washer. This is it, Mike. You're lucky there's not a line, Mike. See, there's people here already. You loser. Yeah, that's what you need right there.
That's the one.
Yeah, you're a goofball. I feel really weird right now for a YouTube channel. So we.
Oh, awesome. Are you guys like food photographer?
No, actually we're not. We're not. We do garages, but the guy we're doing the garage for introduced us to the bakery. I guess he knows the owner, Bob.
Yeah.
So he's like, you guys got to go there. So here we are.
Awesome.
So it's going to be in the video. It's definitely going to be better warmed up. It's a commercial for Bob's Well Bread.
This video is not sponsored by.
No, it's not sponsored by Bob's Well Bread in any way, shape, or form. We paid for these. Okay, so my review. I've had a lot of cinnamon rolls in my life.
Yeah.
This is a cinnamon roll / sticky bun because it's got the drizzle on it and the pecans. This is a solid 9.999 out of what I've had so far in my life, and I've had a lot. How does the Helen compare to this? How does the Bake Shoppy compare to this? Probably those. Now that I've had these, those are a solid 7.5.
Yeah.
But they're different. They're simpler. But if I was going straight comparison to their cinnamon roll versus Helen, man, I think their basic cinnamon rolls just barely below this.
Yeah.
I like that it's got a little crusty, flaky exterior when it softens. Yeah, they're more doughy.
Yeah.
They're more doughy, so they're different. This is a different kind of bread for sure. So I don't know. I just think these are the best.
Yeah.
I think it'd be hard to beat these.
You were saying that if you could eat one thing forever, this would be it.
If I could eat one thing without having the ramifications of eating cinnamon buns every day, twice, 3 times a day. If I could pick anything that said, God said, hey, you can eat as many as you want, what would it be? This and sushi. Yeah.
Comment down below.
Yeah, what would you do if you were, what would you pick? I am curious, what would people pick?
Yeah.
Seriously, comment, tell us what you'd pick. 2 things. You get a dessert and a regular meal. You can eat as much as you want for the rest of your life. No ill effects from said thing. Mm-hmm. I'm going to have to come here before we leave. Now that I know they're this firm, they can travel.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm buying 6 or so.
Yeah, maybe 12.
12, maybe.
Hey everybody, today is what is today, 6? Today's day 6. We're making some progress here. We have to cut the countertop because we made some adjustments to how the cabinet layout is going to be. So Mike's chopping the countertop here, but this morning got up, notice I debadged the Lista. We left one Lista badge on the left side. Both countertops are mounted. All the uppers are in here. Kyle and I worked on the wash bay little array, so that's set up. Kyle's getting the ramps put on the lifts. I'm going to cut this countertop, install this, put the uppers in the wash bay, get the lifts mounted. UPS just showed up with all our hoses and stuff, hopefully. So we're rolling. Today's going to be a good day. We're going to find out by the end of today if we need to extend our trip, which we may just stay indefinitely. We'll see how it goes.
Gotta go your way first because I won't scratch the cabinet.
Good, right there.
Okay.
is good, Mike. It's good stuff. Pull this off the front here, just so I can make sure our edge looks good. These will be the last thing we take off at the end. Special OG overnight delivery. This is it's so cool to have our own custom, like we made like hoses to whatever length we need.
Yeah.
It's so cool having
I know. Super nice.
I mean, it's expensive, but we can cut you at whatever length you need.
It's like this little itty bitty dude.
Yeah.
This goes right here, like that, between those two. And you can see thread to thread, it's gonna be perfect length. Yeah, you don't get that anywhere.
So that's another thing. I have challenged the team to get the custom program set up and marketed on the website. A bunch of these bros. Is this the Gates hose?
Yeah.
All right, then it is as good.
Yeah, take them out.
Did we already have that hose laying around?
No, I had Tony get some for us.
Oh,
I had to source it and then your dad, that way when your dad needed it, it would be.
yeah. We got our HDMI cables. So this was supposed to be UPS next day air. This is supposed to be here Saturday, but it's here today. It worked out because we had a lot of other stuff we had to do anyway.
Is that Michael? Measuring to cut the top for this one too. 45 and, ooh boy. Yeesh. What the heck? A lot. So it's 45 and 9/16 back here to wall. And this side is 45 and a quarter. So we're 5/16 off. So we'll make that happen. Custom cut.
That's what it is.
45 quarter, 45 9/16.
We debadge, we custom cut, we do what we need to do, Mike.
That's it. Yep, 45 quarter, 45 9/16.
I need some custom eggs is what I need right now.
Yeah. You needed some custom cinnamon rolls, but you chickened out.
No, I need none of that. I'm done.
Okay, Mike, what's going on here?
So we just received all our final shipment from UPS that, 3 days late, better late than never. Apparently it was sitting in the warehouse over the weekend. And anyway, so these are all our custom hose links that we had curated make for us. So I'm just gonna mock everything up, make sure the links are all good. I did go ahead and install this one.
Yeah, walk me through exactly what hoses are doing what. 'Cause
Okay,
it's confusing.
so basically, you have a three-way valve here. So basically pressure washers are gonna come in, one here, feed these. So these are our incoming high pressure. Go through the T, then it feeds a three-way valve. The three-way valve gives you the ability to decide between reel, okay, right here, and then it's gonna come out and it's gonna go over here. And the other way it's going to go is be able to have the ability to go either, we're going to put two more valves right here, which are these, okay? I have one more to put on because we were waiting for 90. So this will go here, and then one line will feed up and go through that hole and go all the way to the front of the building on the right side so that he can plug in. There'll be another valve down there that he can plug in and just have a whip on there. He doesn't want to reel over there. So he can power wash something inside the shop if he wants. The other one will come up and be a valve like this, and that'll be for future boom pole, because he may want to put a boom pole somewhere in here or out here. So we're just affording him the ability to expand later on. So that's pretty much what it is. And then all these lines are, I mocked this up, put the valves on the wall, mocked this all up, and then took measurements. So now I just got to see if everything works out the way I was hoping it would. So I'm not going to tape anything yet. I just want to get them in and see, make sure we're at the correct lengths, and then I'll go back to install. A couple of these were close to the same length, so I just want to make sure, okay, that looks right for the reel. And then we had a shorty. This is probably pressure washer, lower pressure washer, I think. Let's see, one of these two is for the upper pressure washer. I think it might be, is it this one? Yeah, I think Matt and I were talking this morning about it. He wants to get it set up on the website so that you can simply input a measurement end to end, and then we can manufacture the hoses for you and ship them off to you. Because if you're doing custom, you want to do something other than the way we send either a dual or a single pressure washer setup, you may need some custom hose lengths. And you would want to use the same hose that we have on everything else so it matches. So it makes sense that we would afford you the ability to get custom hose lengths made. And I mean, I was very specific, like 34 and a half, 15 and 3/8. So this one here, coming out of here. So this one I have going behind the shelf. So this is going to go down here and feed this valve here, which will mount here, like this. And then I have the rest of the hoses. This will just be a valve blocked off. This one will be that long hose that feeds all the way to the front.
And that's the hose that's going in that big Prevost.
Yeah, that's the one that we put the 2-inch Prevost in. They were used as a sleeving. So this looks all right. So I'm gonna go ahead and plumb it up.
What's next?
I'm gonna start taping all the ends and get them installed.
So you need to tape them?
Yeah. I mean, we have some on there, but I like 5 or 6 wraps.
Any techniques here?
Yeah, wrap it. So pipe spins this way as you're threading it. So pipe spins this way as you're going in. So what you would want is the tape to run this way. So as it's threading in, it can make the tape tighter. Rather than if you go the opposite way, as you thread it in, it's going to unravel the tape. So this is important. I mean, sort of self-explanatory, but I've seen people miss it and go, why does tape just keep coming off? So anyway, this is what you want to do.
Okay. How's your cinnamon roll settling in?
Good. It's very well. I think I might save that for a after dinner special, Mike.
Gotcha.
Or maybe dessert before dinner. I don't know. But yeah, my cinnamon roll's doing well. Did you eat the rest of yours?
Not yet. No.
You saving it?
Yeah. I might chip away at it. I might do a couple days worth.
Mike, that's lame. Just sit down and eat it and enjoy it.
I just feel guilty.
Come on, buddy. Feel guilty?
Yeah.
Mike, just why don't you knock some stuff over, boy? It's kind of your thing, Michael. I have to say. The people don't know that about you.
What don't they know?
That you seem to knock things over quite often because you're focused on your camera display.
I step on stuff.
You do step on stuff, you knock things over. It's kind of fun.
How tight are we going?
Pretty tight. You're a big coffee connoisseur, Mike.
I sure am. Okay, so you're just tightening down here.
Yeah. Just doing some tightenings.
You want one of these setups, Mike? Dual pressure washer?
I do. I actually have all the parts and pieces, with the exception of the new DI system. I have a CR Spotless, still new in the box, that I bought.
It's not gonna work with this dual though.
I'm getting rid of it. I'm going to sell it on Facebook Marketplace. All right, so that's that one. I got to go find some more Teflon tape, Michael.
Okay. Next time, come more prepared.
I will. Next time, for more prepared. Hey, Mike. I'm not going to say what I'm thinking.
Why do you want dual?
So there's a couple of real advantages to dual Kranzles. The first and obvious one is more flow. So what I don't want is more pressure. And so the way we adjust pressure in a pressure washer, the best way to do it is on the tip. And so we change or open up the orifice size. And so a Kranzle by itself, a K1322, the reason I like this so much is that we had it when I sat down and drew this on a napkin with the Kranzle family in New York City 5 years ago now, something like that, 4 or 5 years ago. I said, look, I really want the K1622, which you have, but I wanted to have more flow because it was only 1.5 gallons per minute. And I needed to have total stop. And so they made this machine, which were the exclusive dealers for this particular model. If you have 20 amps, you absolutely want the 1322, not the 1622. We sell both, but this is the one you want. And so when you have one of these guys, it's about 1.9, 1.95 gallons per minute, give or take, depending on, I guess the windings and the motor, electric motor. But somewhere around 1.9, just say 2 gallons a minute is what you're going to get on a single machine, which is great. Works well, washes things well. And so when we put the 2 pressure washers together, we get the same 1,000 PSI, but 4.18 gallons per minute. So we actually get more than double the output because the redundancy of the machines, they give you more output. And so the reason why you would want dual, it just makes things more efficient. You're washing the soap off. Using more water does more work. And if we do that with low pressure, we do it with low risk. The other advantage of this, that the byproduct of the extra flow, is that we get redundancy. So especially if you're a professional and you're using dual machines, you're getting the flow, improving efficiency. But let's say one machine needed to be serviced, you wouldn't have to have any downtime. So you could go back to the single 2 gallons per minute, use it, send your machine out, get it serviced, have it come back, put it in place, because these are fully serviceable. The conventional question or conventional wisdom would say, well, Matt, why don't you just buy the KWS 700, which is the bigger 20 millimeter pump? The disadvantage to the big pump is it holds more inline pressure, so it's not as user friendly. So when I'm washing my wheels and I have 3,000 PSI in line and I pull the gun, I get some kickback. With these, it only holds 1,000 PSI in line. And so we end up with a little bit smoother operation, which, smoother to me is always better. So just some little idiosyncrasies of redundancy and then, a little bit smoother operation. So you can do 2 ARs, you can do 2, what do the ARs get? 4.6 gallons per minute, I think. What you can't do are 2 cheapies because they can't handle the pressure switches can't handle, and it gets all out of sync and has problems. So the Active 2.0, I don't know, maybe we could do some sort of check valves on them, but they don't do very well with the check valve, and they don't work when you put them together. They get all out of sync, and one's running and the other one's not, so it doesn't work with Ryobis and Karchers and Actives. But it does work with the big serviceable machines. So for 5 Gs, roughly $5,000, you can do dual Kranzles with a CR. The problem with the CR spotless is it can't work with 2. It can only work with 1. And so that's where this guy comes in. This is our prototype number 001, not production 001. This is prototype number 1, but this is a single tank version of the new OG DI system, where we have TDS incoming TDS in the inlet and the outlet, so that way we'll sort of be able to diagnose our performance. This is a single tank solution here, and it's going to look a lot like this. Fit and finish will be a little bit better in production, but what we're going to have is buildable or bolt-on solutions where we can do high flow RO, we can do mixed bed, or we can do individual bed resin. We have a high quality mixed bed resin here that we're going to be testing, and so we haven't even tested. We know it works. We know the tank works. I've been using it for a year or so. What we don't know is what's the best combination of material to put inside of this. It's going to be sick. It flows 10 gallons a minute, so it'll be able to keep up with our big boys. And then as we add successive tanks, you lose about 10% per tank. And so even if we had carbon filter, RO filter, multiple DI filters, if we had put 5 of them in a row, you're still going to flow more than what a dual Kranzle could manage. And so without a receiver tank. So that's what we're working on to figure out how this thing works. And it's certainly going to look really cool. The other thing that's coming is we have a back panel where everything mounts to it. The pressure washers, the hose reel. The hose reel is detachable, so I could turn it out, toward the outside. And so eventually we'll have it where you can sell it as a big system, where everything just bolts up and you wouldn't have to do blocking or anything on the drywall. So that's what's coming too. I'll share more with you when we get back to HQ. But we've been working on this for quite some time, and it really turned out great. It's going to be fantastic. Start working on this here. Take the TV off.
I have to put a clamp on this this pipe.
So I'm just testing out. I'm going to set up the Apple TV. So this 10-meter cable, we're going to run through the Smurf tube up to the M17. So I'm going to put the Apple TV behind the display instead of trying to run two, 30. This is a $400 HDMI cable. Instead of running an expensive cable, we'll just put the Apple TV behind the display. I'll just strap it to the back, and then this will connect to the eARC audio return channel, and it'll send audio back to the M17, the preamp up in the office. All right, so this is the future sim room office. He's got a lot of offices already, so I don't know if I'll make this an office. So I have my temporary setup here. We'll end up having a rack that goes in this position. So in previous video, we talked about this is absolutely insane. I don't even have this. I have this in my home theater at home, but this is the M17 V2i, the version 2i of NAD's flagship preamp. And so the reason why I needed a home theater preamp is because we have 5 channels downstairs. And I wanted to be able to watch movies and have a normal center channel experience, but also wanted to be able to listen to music on the Blue OS network. And so Fred cordially took me up on the offer and bought an M17, the Master Series. So the left, right, center, left, right, rear, and the 2 core subs are being preamplified by the M17. And then all the speakers downstairs have their own amplifier. Then in the wash bay, in order to have a separate zone that's controllable by Blue OS. So this has a second zone output, but not a Blue OS controllable second zone. And so to get my second zone output, I have a separate node. And so the node is set up, and that's connected to the 2 LYD 8s that are in the wash bay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run that 33-foot or that 10-meter HDMI through this Smurf tube that's right here. So I'm going to hopefully be able to fish through here. And there's a tube coming out next to the TV. And so what I'm going to do is I'll have the Apple TV with a little 1-meter HDMI cable that plugs into the back of the TV into input 1. And then input 2 is our audio return channel. And so we'll be sending audio up through that HDMI to here. And then we'll be able to control this with CEC control on the Apple TV remote control. Everything will be controlled through the HDMI cable. So what we're hoping is that this works. So I'll come up and clean this all up when I'm done. I don't have to do the final calibration, everything's set up, but we'll clean all this cabling up. This room is a future project. And so when that happens, then we'll set up a rack, kind of like the network rack there, and wire everything up. So let's hope that we can get this fish down the Smurf tube so I can pull the HDMI up. Should be it. Yep, there it is. Nice. Crisis averted, Kyle. And then we'll send it.
So, got the last of the hoses that are local to here hooked up. So now I've got to getting both the two-way valves installed, and then we're going to run. This hose is going to go through that hole, and all the way towards up front through that Prevost piping, that big 2-inch stuff. So,
Pretty good.
yeah, all my lengths came out just right. So I'm happy. The worst, I was worried that, I'd have something a little off and have to reorder one, but it looks like I do not. So that's good news. I'm sending a picture to Maureen.
This is take 2.
This is number 2 for the day. So I had just had some tri-tip that I seasoned with my Santa Maria seasoning. And now I'm gonna have this beautiful sticky bun with this here caramel sauce, pecans, and Kerrygold butter.
Michael.
This is probably, I would say it might not be the healthiest thing, but hey, you know what? I deserve it, Mike. It's stunning, Mike. It really. Just a little of that on there. Mm-hmm. Just a little bit of butter there. Mm-hmm. Mike, that is special. I don't know. I'm not sure anything else I've had tastes better than this right here.
Got the TV working. Everything's working. I've got full surround. I've got on-screen displays working. The Apple TV's working. It's sending full, Dolby Atmos backup through the 10-meter cable, so everything's working great. With HDMI, sometimes it's dicey. So I'm going to take this guy. I'm going to strap it to the back of the TV, tie everything up, push it back, and the TV's done. Last thing I have to do with the audio equipment is just tie everything up upstairs and then do a little calibration to it. But it's pretty sick. It's working great. Mike's doing some routing of some pressure washer lines. Let's see if I can get the other end of it. Got it. Right there. Pull some back. A little more, assuming that's where it goes. He's got 2. I think he's going to cap this one off for future use. Oh, so we did change our itinerary. We're going to stay another day just to get everything buttoned up. So we're going to fly out Friday instead of Thursday. What?
I need to pull it back out. I want to stick it behind this if I can.
Okay. All right, pull it back. That's good. All right, so user interface. Key here is all he needs is this. All he needs is this remote. So if I want to turn the system off, I just hold the button down, and through consumer electronics control through the HDMI cables, everything just works from this. So we can keep the M17 upstairs, because for music, I can use my app on my phone, the BlueOS app. For movies, I can use the Apple TV, and I just press any button on it, turns the TV on, turns the Apple TV on, turns the M17 on upstairs. It's sending full lossless, high-res audio up through into the, whoa, hummingbird. He's poking at the screen. Come on, little buddy. There's a hummingbird in there. So that's the second one. I wonder if it's the same guy. All right, turn the lights off again, Kyle. Let's get him out of here. Okay, so we're at the point now where Mike's doing all the detail work. We can't really support him much. We've got all the cabinets leveled, countertops in, all the sort of grunt work is done, the flooring's done. So now Mike's kind of doing all the detail work of the pressure washer and the wiring and all that stuff. TV's done, audio's done, all that stuff is good. And so now we're going to start digging into the stuff that goes in the cabinet. So we're going to start with Milwaukee. And Fred this is a lot like most customers where they have a lot of stuff. They've accumulated over the years, and then shop on the OG store. A lot of guys like Fred, they'll go on. You guys go on. I'm sure many of you can relate where you just order. You probably have 100 orders with us or 50 orders with us, and you just end up with a bunch of stuff.
96 orders, I think.
Yeah. And so what I'm going to do, part of the thing that I've been excited to do in this project was to just go and make some lists of what does he have, what would I suggest, and then provide him with a list, a future shopping list, basically. And while we're doing that, we're going to organize the cabinets. And so we're going to start with Milwaukee, just because it's already out here, and we're going to get this organized, figure out how much space that takes up, and then we'll get into detailing, and we're going to sort of make these little segments for you here on this project. So what I have is I have the OG Master Collection pulled up on the website. We're going to go around here and find all the Milwaukee stuff. There's some stuff upstairs, there's some stuff back here, there's stuff over here. So Kyle and I, between this countertop, we're going to put the tools here, we're going to put the batteries there, we're going to put everything else on that. And then we're going to get it all aggregated, and we'll see, and we can assess what we have, and then we'll start making some lists. It's going to be fun. So let's get all this crap out of here. So this is why the Master Collection stuff needs to exist, for this exact purpose. So I can go through, I would do this, I just did this in my garage with all my detailing stuff. I'm gonna get everything out. What am I missing? What do I need more of? And I get a chance to reorganize it. And an excuse to go out and piddle in the garage. Yeah, so a lot of stuff in that cabinet, getting all the pack outs that he has, just getting a lay of the land. I have a feeling there's another warehouse of stuff, so I gotta ask him, because I think there may be maybe some others. But he really doesn't have that much. I mean, in comparison to what, you know, some people have, he's got this pretty dialed. We're just gonna take a little bit of extra care in categorizing, organizing, and like I said, I'm going to make him a comprehensive list. It's good for me because he'll want to buy all the stuff, but make him a nice, organized, comprehensive list of all the things that he, may want to consider. This could be my. I could just fly around the country, book appointments, come to people's garages, spend the day, and sell them $50,000 worth of stuff. That could be my something we could do. Just cruise around, go through some, personalized consultation. So here's the problem with these Amazon batteries. They don't work very well. These are Chinese copies. So we'll see if I can talk them into it. But theoretically, these are going to go straight in a dumpster. We'll see. We'll see what level of commitment I can get out of them.
Yeah, I agree. I'm thinking, because this is perfect right now.
So it's going to be the same issue.
Whether we drop down air or not, it's like perfect.
Well, I would drop the air and leave the tamper door out, because if you put the tamper door here, this is going to be weird.
Yeah.
Remember, that sticks out like this.
Yeah.
The air's going to look cool.
Yeah. I think we put the air here, like imagine right about there.
Yeah.
And then forget the tamper door.
Or wherever the center point is between this edge and opening or the edge of the cabinet.
And you do it symmetrically with that wall over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you want any more cabinets in here, especially since you're going to be rolling that desk around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to get too busy. Too many cabinets.
Because if you stow the desk there over in that corner, I think you're right. The desk gets stowed over there.
Yeah, I think it'll
when it's
fit
not
fine.
in use. Fakos and the real guys.
The ratios here.
And the ratio of fakey to not so good. So what I'm going to do next, I don't need to sit here. You don't need to sit here and watch me, but I'm going to go through and grab a pen and kind of pencil down what I have and what we need. And so, again, I expect very few people, I mean, some people will, $16,000 are going to just go click the button. The accessories package we found very, very useful. I love having it at my house. So what I did is I went through all the Milwaukee stuff, their entire collection of accessories, and built a collection of things that I think, like hole saws, jigsaws, the grinder wheels, and built a whole collection of what I think you would want to support your tools. And so not only do you get the tools, but you can add in, if you bought both, that's a lifetime investment right there, right? And so what I'm going to do for him is just build a list of, what he has versus what he might want to consider, in the future. So that's what I'm going to do. And I may or may not love doing this.
This is your chance.
Okay, Michael. So here's where we are. I keep jumping around from job to job. So I'm back on the sleeving for the pressure washer. So I think we mentioned before, we're going to have a valve there. You can see I've already installed the valve, the two-way valve, which is basically just a shutoff valve. So this is our sleeving for the pressure washer line. So what I'm going to do now is get this section done. So we're going to go from pipe, and then we're going to run the flex just in that inside corner back in the pipe. And the pipe will end basically where this coupling ends. I'll butt the coupling to that clamp, and the hose will come out down into this and right into our valve. So that's what I'm working on now. And then behind that, I did the airline. So this is our drop for our airline. So I'm going to run that over here. And then we actually have, I was just asking Kyle about running airlines elsewhere, and that triggered a reminder in his head that actually one is going to go here and over there. So I'm going to cut those pipe, that Prevost there, and drop a T down and put an air supply line there and over there, and then there's one more going over here where that other hose bib is. So I have 3 more to go.
So I decided to stop writing it down and printed it out. So what's going to happen here on this setup, talk to Fred, we're going to do Milwaukee Accessory Master Collection. So it'll all be lined up in these top 2 drawers. So all the accessory stuff, I'm going to go and set up. So they started making, Milwaukee never offered this before, but maybe a year ago or so, a year and a half ago, they started selling these kits, or the little bureaus, where you could buy it without stuff in it. And so what I did at my house, and what we used, you saw us use it at Adam LZ's project, we brought the Accessory Master Collection, I call it, where it was all lined up. We lined it all up on the table. And so we're going to set the same thing up here. I guess this means I'm probably going to come back. And we're going to do tool grid here. So we're going to tool grid out this. Remember when I did the toolbox giveaway? And we kind of holstered all the tools. And so the ones crossed off are the ones we already have. The ones that aren't crossed off are the ones that he's missing. So we're going to get him all the batteries, get rid of all those Chinese batteries, and then we're going to do the full master collection. And then I'm going to get him and get all the proper chargers, and then the red poly cases. And then I needed to get some, list of drawer organization, and then again, tool grid. So what I'm going to do is mock it up for him at my house. I'll video that for you guys when I put that together. And then while I do it at my house, I'm going to go into our store and make it available where you have the appropriate amount of poly cases, the appropriate amount of little, the large adapters that you need for the poly case, and set it up the way I set it up. Like Mike has one of the master collections that he takes all over the place. Whichever section he needs, he folds up, closes up, takes with him. And so we're going to build that same collection for Fred. There's a lot of extra things in there, but it's nice to have, you know, any homeowner to have that thing. Now the Master Collection costs about 10,000 bucks, but there's like extra saw blades and stuff in there, so that way you can have a complete kit. So Milwaukee's done. We're putting away what we've figured out. This took us about an hour and a half or so to dig through, and now we're gonna go on to the next thing, which is sonic tools, and then the next thing will be detailing. This is Mormon that just organized his drawers. Look good. This is the hardest part for me, is when it's somebody else's house, but I've taken ownership of it, and now I have to like find that balance of turning over your baby. It's like I made the baby, and now I have to give it up for adoption.
Yeah. You got me in. I mean, you should consider me in transition. I'm in rehabilitation. This is like rehabilitation phase 1.
Yeah, but you're only like, you're only into like 2 months into cocaine abuse. Not like, it's not been like years. So, you know, some people it's been, you know, 9 years of heroin addiction, and I'm trying to break it. Yeah, I would classify you're just a couple of months in. I think you need me to sit on a stool while we go through this thing over here.
Now this is the cleanout drawer. Right?
Okay. Well, you know where it is. Oh yeah.
So my first job as a battalion motor officer that I am was they'd have these unannounced. They called them CMMI, Command Maintenance Management Inspection.
Oh, okay. I see where you're going with this. Yeah.
So these guys would come down unannounced, and then they inspect your vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a big monster tool set. Had every tool you needed to work on a 1.5 or a 5-ton wrecker or anything.
Okay.
And you better have that shit all in place, because they would inspect that.
So let's do that. I'm going to just get on a plane one of these days. I'm just going to show up here and walk in the door.
Yeah, that's right.
And this is going to be Matt Mormon. What is it? What's the inspection called? What's it called again?
CMMI.
CMMI, yeah.
Yeah.
Matt Mormon.
Yeah, Matt Mormon Maintenance. The triple MI. The Matt Mormon Maintenance Inspection.
Yeah, right.
Triple MI. We should just put this like in transition or condemned or something. These two cabinets.
Future yard sale. The thing that's sad is like everything we need is in that one thing right there.
You brought this from home.
I did, Mike. I've had this tape quite a long time, Mike. It's a Fat Max, Mike. It's just because I've used it so much. Its paint's finally starting to fail. I do like these tape measures.
Can I have that one?
Yeah, I'll sign it for you, Mike.
I don't want you to sign it.
Oh, well, all right then. I'm gonna put my initials on it anyway.
Okay.
So if it gets lost, yeah, that's right. It's what I'll put as my initials, Mike. You know.
All right.
Mike. All right. So that's that. I'm gonna go get some more parts.
All right, day 6 is complete. I've made a list of all of the Milwaukee stuff that he's going to want, and we created a plan for how that's going to work. Tomorrow, day 7, the goal would be to get into all the detailing supplies, all the sonic tools, and just kind of organize that stuff. The Prevost pipe, I'd say, is probably 80% done. So the Prevost and the pressure washer system. We have to mount the cabinets in the wash bay. So we're on track here, and you know Kyle and I have time to do things like the Milwaukee project and digging into this. I actually talked to the purchasing team, make sure that they know that we're going to be revamping and going in and digging into Milwaukee inventory to make sure we have this stuff. But so tomorrow's project is to dig into lift completion, Prevost completion, pressure washer operation, all that kind of stuff. So make sure to check out the next video, but I hope you're enjoying this process. This garage is really great. Feels right. We'll see you on the next one. Cut that part out, Mike. Cut it out. Just a couple. I need something. It's because I want to take over. I want to take over, but I don't know what to take over yet.